Hey guys, today I'm going to show you the easy way to remove a PTO flywheel on a Yamaha 3-cylinder TR1 engine and the proper tool to reinstall it. Removing the flywheel will be necessary if you are replacing your engine, rebuilding your engine, or if your PTO flywheel got damaged from your rubber dampener failing. The Yamaha TR1 engine is used in both jet skis and jet boats. The reason why I'm removing this flywheel is because this engine had failed so badly that one broken piston rod had torn apart everything 360 degrees around it. That is one of the worst engine failures I have seen in a while, especially on a Yamaha. But let's get started getting this flywheel off the engine. You will need a high-powered impact gun, flat blade screwdriver, and a 30mm impact socket to remove the flywheel. Although you may not need the special tool to remove the PTO coupler, you should have it when reinstalling it and torquing it back down on the engine. These are the OEM service manual pages to use for reference. If you need a copy of these for yourself, reach out to me on Facebook and I can send you a copy. This is a somewhat new design PTO coupler that was introduced in 2017 and was used on TR1 equipped EX and VX models and also certain TR1 engine jet boats. I'm going to show you guys how easy the PTO flywheel is to remove from this Yamaha 3-cylinder TR1 engine. We're just going to go ahead and get started getting it off of here. This is a relatively easy thing to do as long as you got a good impact to be able to zip the nut off that holds it on. It is on pretty much on a spline, so it should slide right off. I've got some pry bars here to help with that if it's a little reluctant, but that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go ahead and get started on getting it off. So this is just the dampener assembly that goes pretty much for the drive shaft. So just take that off, get that out of the way. We actually have just a little cover for the hardware there. We're going to take that off. We're going to get that out of the way. And so the next step is just trying to zip this off. It's actually just that nut right there. Hopefully this will work according to plan, but I'm just going to try to zip it off and just hold the PTO flywheel itself. There it goes. I tell you, a lot of times there's thread locker or thread sealer on the nut. That was really fine threads, but that did take a little bit more than I was expected to get that off of there. I tried to remove the nut originally with a battery-operated impact gun, and it wasn't strong enough to get the nut off. So I had to use a more powerful pneumatic gun to remove the nut. Just so you know, in order to remove the nut, you need an impact with a decent amount of power. Otherwise, you can use the OEM tool and 2 breaker bars to remove the nut also. When you get the nut off, you got a washer right up in here. It'll probably just fall out when I take it off, but just wanted to let you know there is a washer up in there too. So we're gonna slide it off. This is on just on a spline, so it's gonna just slide right off. Just don't lose that washer. Okay. So there's actually 2 washers in there. So there's this one and there's this one. So 2 washers and a nut right there. Okay. There is also a spacer washer behind the flywheel to space the flywheel off the crankshaft properly, so don't forget to remove that and keep all the hardware tied together. So when you put this away after taking it off, you just want to pretty much tie strap all of those through it, all of that hardware through it so you don't lose it. But just make sure you remember that there was 1 behind it and 2 in front. So this is what it looks like. It's a really beefy setup. I mean, as you can see, it's really heavy. There's really no specific way to install a flywheel on the splines. You just need to be sure to put the 3 washers back in the right place before installing the nut. Make sure the drive shaft splines are not damaged upon removal. This is the original tool that is made specifically to fit this coupler. If you look closely, you can see that I actually modified this tool because I had to use it to remove and install a PTO coupler on an 1800 Yamaha SX190 jet boat engine. The fingers on the 1800 coupler were equally spaced just like this one, but they extended a little further out and they were a little narrower. This coupler tool does use a 3/4 inch drive, but you can use a reducer adapter to use a 1/2 inch torque wrench or breaker bar if needed. Here's a better look at what the 2017 range 1800 coupler looks like that I had to modify this tool to fit. Check my description and products on this video for links to the proper tools and materials in this video that I use and recommend. At the time when I modified it, the 1800 tool wasn't that readily available. This coupler setup is considered to be the low vibration dampener setup that Yamaha created. This tool is designed so you can hold the coupler and crank securely from the outer edge of it, giving you full access to the mounting nut to torque it properly. This is the proper tool for the job, and if you want to do the job right, you should use the proper tool. I can definitely confirm the tool is built to last. If you remove your coupler and need to store it until you get ready to install it again, I recommend you use a tie strap to hold all of the hardware on it so none of it gets lost. The tools you'll need to reinstall the coupler properly are the OEM coupler tool, a 3/4 to 1/2 inch drive reducer adapter, a 30mm socket, 1/2 inch drive breaker bar, and a quality 1/2 inch drive torque wrench. I finished up replacing the engine on this Yamaha VX, and having the right tool made a huge difference. I also found that the PTO tool was helpful and needed when I was removing the magneto flywheel. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Please smash the like button to support us and subscribe to my channel to see more cool videos like this one, and I'll see you in the next video.